Welcome to episode 8 of Haircuts and Uppercuts podcast. What a shit night of boxing it was for BT. What a shit morning of boxing it was with Joe Parker and the obese Lennox Lewis on the undercard.
Only good one of the whole weekend, that fight.
Yeah, and then obviously there was a Canelo fight. What an interesting weekend of boxing.
I think
great was it?
We definitely made the call of having what did we say? Was it quantity over quality?
Yeah, definitely.
There was plenty of cards on, but yeah, quality was very, very short.
Yeah, it didn't really jump out of my bed at 4 a.m. to tune into a lot of it, if I'm being honest.
No, I watched the Canelo fight when I woke up because the zone is brilliant. You just wake up, press a button, and it plays. It's great.
Yeah, I downloaded that. I downloaded that this weekend. Actually, it's a really good app, isn't it?
So you're not being cheap anymore.
Not being cheap animo. No, I downloaded it. And I thought, this is amazing.
Well done, you.
It's $1.99, mate.
we all grow up at one point in our life, don't we?
So, shall we touch on the Frank Warren card? Not for too long because it was garbage.
Yes. Yep. I didn't plan to watch it because of I think after pretty much straight after we recorded our show on the Frank Warren show, the main event got pulled through was it Woodstock having COVID, so that kind of ruined the only half decent fight on the card, so that was off, and fair play to BT for carrying on with it, but yeah, we just pretty much watch Tommy Fury fight and beat up. Could have been anyone, to be honest. Could have been one of the old cameraman or something. Just throw him in there. That was the only one that was the only one that I actually watched, to be honest. And I don't know why I watched it. I knew what was going to happen, and yeah, easy win for Tommy. No idea feel sorry for, but yeah.
If they're in a bubble and if everything's done right and they're being tested before they enter the bubble.
Yeah, I was going to bring this up. I don't understand.
How'd you get COVID?
The day before, or 2 days before. Yeah. Sorry,
it's not been run right, is it? Quite clearly.
Yeah, where's he been? Or who's he been seeing?
Well, exactly. Yeah.
He's ran down the local chicken shop whilst no one's looking to get some real food, hasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, straight. I don't even know if he weighed in, did he? No, I don't think he did.
No.
I'd say he was going to get back on the old food, get the takeaways in, but no, he didn't even make that. Yeah, I was going to touch on that. That's I don't know what their bubble situation is. I know obviously we do sort of compare Frank and Eddie being the top two promoters from this country, but as far as I'm aware, Eddie has the bubble for, is it the week before or 2 weeks before? I think it's the week.
The week, yeah.
But that's it. That everyone's in the bubble. They're in their hotels, and that's it. That's done. Everyone who's there is there. But yeah, having the main fighter for the main card that he's had to throw together come down with COVID 2 days before. Yeah, it's crazy, madness.
I mean, it's happened on other boxing, other promotions, isn't it? No, I'm sure Matchroom have had fighters come down with COVID, and the UFC have had fighters come down with COVID. But I think for Frank Warren, it's just very unlucky that it's been been the main event. I mean, when I found out that wasn't on, I didn't really bother watching the card. Watched the Tommy Fury highlight, which again was one more. Oh, no,
you could have watched the whole fight.
Yeah, you know, might as well have. But no, we weren't. I mean, but weren't a card that really stood out for me. I think. For me, Tommy Fury needs to start getting in the ring and actually fighting a bit of decent level opponents now. Was he had 10 fights?
No, it's not a 10 fights.
It's not
that was only his fifth, I think.
It was his fifth.
Yeah.
Is that his fourth or fifth? But yeah, no, you're right though. But again, it's not his fault.
Yeah, and you don't want to throw him in there, do you? As well, too early with.
Nah, I think one of the commentators, I think it was while the first combination came in from Fury, the William. Is it William? Sorry, who was it again? Scott Williams.
Scott Williams, yeah.
Yeah, he already looked like he didn't fancy it. He didn't want to be in there. But Fury can only do what he can. I think the other commentator touched on he can only fight who's put in front of him, and that's all you can say about it really. He's got in the ring. The guys come in the day before to fight Tommy Fury, and Fury's doing his job. It's not his fault that's what's being put in front of him.
And he's got the right people around him, and Tommy Fury, you know.
Yeah,
but John Fury knows not to throw him in with people. He knows his level of talent. for example, if Fro tasking him with anyone because he knows he's probably got the capability of beating them.
Yeah,
I think
I
he's
do
well
think
aware
he should have.
that Tommy Fury isn't at that level yet. We never know. We don't know.
He shouldn't. Yeah, but to be honest, he shouldn't on his fifth fight or fourth or fifth fight, whatever it is. He shouldn't be fighting someone who gets announced a day before and who's 0 for 9. Obviously now 0 for 10. You can't have that
It's strange, isn't it,
build
as
something.
well?
Yeah, to build something around Tommy Fury, you can't have him fighting people like that.
It's quite strange as well because especially his I'm gonna say social media aura, personality, etc. You know, any kind of boxer that way would jump out for a fight against him because it boosts their profile.
Surely,
you think so, but
You know,
I don't think there's the finances involved in boxing at the moment because of COVID. But even before COVID,
yeah,
it's just why aren't people shouting his name? Because for starters, he's got millions, 3.2 million Instagram followers. I know Instagram doesn't mean you're good at boxing, but
is it that many?
yeah.
Fucking hell.
After the last podcast we did, where we guesstimated it'd be around 1 million, I thought, fuck it, I'll go have a look. And I was shocked. You know, Instagram followers don't mean nothing. It don't mean you're going to be world champion or anything like that.
No.
But when it comes to selling bums and seats and
it means a lot. Yeah,
it's huge. You look at other light heavyweights in this country. Joshua Boatzy, he don't have 3.2 million followers. There's probably not even 3.2 million people who know his name.
You got to think as well with Tommy Fury. You know, like say for example, if you got called into you're a heavyweight, you got called into fight tomorrow, and you beat him, your name is now propelled around the United Kingdom at least. Everyone will know who you are.
Well, even in the
so I think there'd be a lot
well,
of boxers lining up to fight him. I would have thought.
You'd hope so. Yeah, if you let's face it, right? If you knocked out Tommy Fury, it'd be in every paper in the world.
Yeah.
Because Tyson Fury's brother gets knocked out. Look at when Deontay Wilder's brother got battered. It was Deontay Wilder's brother gets stopped.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's disappointing.
He's gonna need. I know we touched on Warren as well, having like Tyson Fury and a couple of other good fighters that he has got, being his sort of cash cows at the minute. That he could so easily make Tommy one of them. He doesn't have to put him in with like Boatzy now, for example. Boatzy obviously on the light heavyweight scene, but get him in some fights that are going to test him. You can make him a headline easy, but putting him in with the right people, not these randomers off the street who get announced a day before. Like,
I mean, let's be honest with that card as well. If you made him headliner of that card, people would be interested, not because of boxing ability, but because of who he is. And again, that's Frank Warren being Frank Warren, right?
I think Frank needs to employ us personally, man. Like we could sort that shit out.
Yeah.
But I think he's out of touch with the fans personally.
The media and the social side of things, like we've just touched on with the millions of followers that he's got, Frank probably doesn't even know what that is. Like when you listen to some of his, obviously we listen to or watch IFL a fair amount, and every time he's on there, like he's not in charge of any of his social media stuff. He hasn't got a clue what goes on. Some of the stuff he says, he hasn't got a clue about any sort of social media side of things. But need a better team on that, to be honest, if they're going to get the casual fan.
It all comes down to him, though, doesn't it? If you're running the business, you're the captain of the ship, you're steering it, and
you employ someone to do that for you, don't you?
Yeah. If your team aren't pulling their weight and you don't know they're not pulling their weight, you're not doing your job properly.
Yeah.
But
no, agreed.
I mean, as well, he is stuck in the times of, because let's be honest, he was a great promoter, wasn't he, back in the 90s? Chrissy Banks, Prince of Seams, but promoting has changed now, and boxing has changed massively.
The world's changed.
Yeah. If you only need to go on Instagram just to, you scroll through and you'll see a girl with a picture of her ass and tits out. It's got thousands of likes. Yeah, mate, if I had asked...
Even the Pope likes
it.
It's true.
It's all about instant now, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
And he needs to tap into that. He just needs to up his game, because if he doesn't up his game and there's no competition in the UK, then it means people can get complacent.
Yeah, and that I don't think it. Yeah, you're saying that. I don't think Eddie is ever going to get complacent, but
No,
he
he's
would
too
have
hungry.
he'd have every reason to in the UK, especially if he'd left it there, cut it in the UK, promoting there. Then he's a winner hands down now anyway. But if there's no competition, like you just said, then he could just give up, sit back in his mansion, and happy life.
I mean, as a boxing fan, I personally feel the more recent Steve Goodwin shows I've watched have been 10 times better than any.
Yeah, they're better matchups for the main thing.
Yeah, and they're in the, I think that's more me being a boxing fan because you get to see people coming through the amateurs. I just find it a lot more interesting. Know nothing about a lot of these fighters, and it's a good promotion to watch in them terms. But you're not going to get the big names, the big stars on there, are you really? But
Yeah, that's why
I like it.
That's why I get a bit like irate with what seems to be, from a fan's perspective, is a lack of effort put in by Queensby and Frank. When you've got people like Steve Goodwin who've got loads of fighters on his books, they're quality fighters. They just haven't had their breakout moment yet.
Yeah.
He would love to have dates on BT Sports, I'd imagine.
Yeah. No, I'm sure. The thing is, though, as well, if you could get some of your like, we spread the word to some of our mates about boxing. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and we all know that. But when we say, like, if we could say that there's a Goodwin card coming up on BT 7 o'clock, there's going to be 50-50 fights for 90% of the fights, and there might be 10 fights on that card from 7 to 11. You could pretty much guarantee to your mate, say, look, seriously, just watch this one. That'll get you into boxing. More of the 50-50 fights. You don't have to know who they are.
Yeah, I don't know if
Night.
Steve Goodwin has some sort of I don't know if he works alongside Hearn at all, because it kind of, from what I've read and looked at and fighters I've seen, it kind of sounds like they're signed on a free fight contract. Get signed on, but if you're signed on a free fight contract with Steve Goodwin, if you win 3 fights by knockout, the likes of Eddie Hearn are coming calling for you and giving you a shot on Matchroom, and it's becoming a feeder for Matchroom fighters now, which kind of works both for the promotions, really.
Some of, yeah.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure Steve Goodwin's had a couple of fighters on Matchroom cards. If I'm correct, yeah.
Yeah, MK Dons last year, Linus Dofia, Steve Goodwin fighter, English middleweight champion. He fought on the Matchroom card.
Yeah. There's nothing with that. Like, kind of Queensbury and Frank Warren kind of completely miss that sort of, let's call it a loophole in the game, really.
Yeah.
Or that kind of business opportunity for me.
Yeah, it seems like we're bashing Frank, but you know
we are.
but not because we're arseholes, but
because... it's not for bad reasons. It's just it's more willing something to be done to get the name. He's got the name. Like you could even, if there was more of a platform for Steve Goodwin, you could possibly say, just obviously using his name, that he could possibly have the second best promotion in the country. But he just hasn't got the BT platform, because Frank's still carrying the name from, like you said earlier, when he had the Eubanks and all of that from the 90s and early 2000s and stuff like that. But yeah, he could well not be the second best promoter, and Goodwin possibly could be.
Yeah,
just hasn't got the platform.
Shall we?
The way they're working with Matchroom at the moment, Goodwin, from what I've seen, it just looks good, and it looks like that could boost Goodwin.
Yeah, it's not low. It's not loads.
Frank needs to keep an eye out for that. But then I'm not a businessman, so I don't know what I'm talking about. So,
shall we move on to what could have been fight of the weekend, and it clearly wasn't?
I'm guessing you're talking about New Zealand.
Oh yeah,
Parker, Junior Farr. What a fight!
Was they hugging so much because Auckland's going back into lockdown, and there was
there's too much.
They're going to miss some contacts with people, or
I thought I was watching UFC.
I thought I was watching wrestling, not UFC.
I guess they give it a bit more, but yeah, that was I don't think you can call it anything else but thoroughly disappointing.
Right,
I thought it was going to be a bit of a slug and have it.
I think the only good thing about the night with the ring walks, really, they were quite entertaining, weren't they, having the crowd there? But apart from that, it's it weren't great, was it?
Yeah,
I mean, I
did enjoy that.
I was eating bacon and pancakes, and I was more interested in that, to be honest. And got to about the 6th round.
I started washing up halfway through.
It was wasn't what we expected and what we probably we were trying to throw it about as being fight of the weekend for all the quantity that we had to look forward to, but it wasn't anything what we expected. I expected a bit like we said, a bit of the grudge match, the decider, the first one for them two in the pro ranks against each other, have a slugging contest against each other because they can both punch and they're both got decent records, but it was far from that. Far from.
I was really disappointed actually towards the end of the fight, the last fight, when you got into the 9, 10, 11, 12 round, because I really thought they were going to start going for each other, and it just never happened, did it?
No, it didn't. It didn't catch fire at all, did it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I think Parker was trying to, but he just weren't happening. And God, just touched on the ref there.
Oh yeah,
It was awful, weren't he? Yeah, he should have been deducting points.
There was no warning
both
for
of them.
anyone.
Yeah, it was. The ref was. I don't think he helped the fight.
the ref
Staying like
was
that.
diabolical. He should have said to him, right, if I warn you again, it's your final warning. After that, I'm deducting points. Because yes, they want to do whatever they can to win, but at the same time, it's entertainment. It is a sport, but it's entertainment. If that was my first show after lockdown, I'd be pissed off. I'd want a refund.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I didn't watch any of the undercard. Did anyone? Because I don't know if it was a good night or.
Oh,
I had fun.
Was it rubbish? No.
That was probably the most entertaining part of the whole thing. I thought the out of shape Lennox Lewis, absolute unit.
I didn't see
yeah.
it.
Oh,
That was I actually really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that fight. He was fighting 15, 16 and 0 up and coming fighter from New Zealand. It was heavyweight. I don't even know what I'll say. It was definitely heavyweight by the fucking size of him.
so funny.
What was it? Julius Long?
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, so he's coming. He's what, 42, 43 years old.
Oh, yeah, he's
Looks
old.
like Lennox Lewis. Like looks like Lennox Lewis, really out of shape, and it was great. He was giving this kid a load of stick, giving him poking his tongue out, talking to him the whole time. It was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and then he just being 42, 43 and out of shape, he ran out of steam. And then got absolutely sparkoed, just laid on the floor.
I've just got a picture of him up, actually.
He's just starfished in the middle of the ring.
I think it was just it was more out of exhaustion, wasn't it?
Oh, he was so fucked, mate. He was so. He was
it a bit like that?
It was great. It was great.
Was it a bit like that Kimbo Slice and that Dardar 500 fight where they both, it was like knockout fire extortion?
To be fair, he I thought if 10 years ago, and the size of him a little bit more in shape, he's not going to do anything on the world scene or anything, but he probably would have won that fight and certainly been up there with the top New Zealand boxers. But yeah, that saved their night their night, our morning. For me, it was thoroughly entertaining, that one. That one did made me laugh.
It was funny.
Yeah, it gave me a.
I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to watch that back. Yeah.
It was good, mate. Did he get knocked out in the? I can't remember how many rounds it was now. Was it 8 or 10?
10, I think.
Was it 10?
He got quite far into the fight.
Yeah, I think he knocked out on the 7th. I can't remember, 7th, 8th, or 9th or something like that. He got knocked out in, but it was you should watch it. It's it'll make you laugh, make you smile. It was brilliant. Yeah, he was. The way he laid out in the ring as well when he got punched is full on starfish.
He's dead.
It's fun. He won't get it. As soon as the ref started counting, he may as well. Nah.
Nah, mate. Get me a pillow.
That'll give me my money. That'll do.
He might be the 42-year-old Tyson Fury. You never know.
But that one, I'm not supposed to say saved the night, but it didn't really save the night for me. It was definitely the most entertaining fight from that night. From that night, our morning. Nice to see everyone I know they got put down into lockdown straight after, which is a shame for them, but they're much more strict over there than what we are here.
An hour after, wasn't it?
Only 2 people tested positive.
Yeah, she's done that before though. The old Prime Minister. I think she had. It was last time. It was 3 people, or 3, 5, or 6, or
Yeah,
something like that. Straight.
It's only for a
But
week.
they're
though,
doing,
isn't it?
they're doing it
Yeah.
right, aren't they? Yeah.
It's fair enough, isn't it? And the people won't
Yeah.
kick off, where a lot of the British or English people can be quite arseholey, to be honest. So someone will boot off about it when they.
Don't know what you're fucking talking about, mate.
I'm not
kick
staying
off.
in my gaff.
Fucking tell me to stay at home, you slag. I'm a fat.
I'm going out.
It's like the first time people have actually whinged about wanting to go to work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, to be fair, it was nice to see them. I like their little setup. All of the, it looked very. I find that actually it's quite European, with all of the like tables, VIP tables that they had, and very
Yeah,
white
that's cool,
white
wasn't it?
collar. It was quite white collar as well.
Yeah, the fight was very white collar.
Yeah, the fight was white collar, but I liked all the setup and that, and people that ran the tables, and it looked quite a decent night. So fair play to them. But yeah, the boxing was shite.
Yeah. Well, if Eddie does Matchroom Square Garden again this year with VIP tables, I think we should buy one for the night.
You're paying, huh?
Yeah, fuck me.
Sponsored
Planning on
by
winning lottery,
Chalfont
we?
Barber Lounge.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to go if you're sponsoring it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that.
Company credit card, go on.
Don't do credit cards, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm in for that, but I'm not paying for it.
We go to Rumble on the Rock, can't we?
Yeah,
we could do. Flights are well cheap.
Yeah, mate.
All
Are
we
we allowed to go
got
there?
to do, go on the Rock, get a pair of binoculars, it's sorted, aren't they?
No, they're
Wait.
gonna have a crowd.
Are they?
Yeah, ticket.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh yeah, no, they're not in lockdown, are they? They're all
No.
fine. They're walking about like nothing's happened because they can.
Pain in the arse, there is like one flight into Gibraltar a day, so good luck with that.
15,000 pounds at the minute. It's getting there.
You might, you could drive. You could drive, I guess, couldn't you? Get the Eurostar.
Well, you can fly to just outside Escapona and drive down. Only takes
Or Malaga or something like that.
yeah, only takes
drive
40
down, yeah.
minutes.
Probably not going to do it.
As long as you're driving, dude. We want to drink when we're there.
We.
Geezers on the Rock.
every time we come on, you guys drinking beer and I'm just drinking water.
Yeah, we got it right.
Yeah,
Shall we get on to, I think, the next David Price of boxing? Zhang.
Is he? Yeah, is he even going to be?
he looked rubbish. He
Is he even
looked
going to
so
be part of
poor.
boxing? We like we said, we covered it anyway, didn't we? Before before we saw him on the undercard, saw him. We've seen him fight before, and we know his level. And yeah, that was. He would have looked all right and carrying on to the next, not even a great boxing victim, for his next fight if he would have got him out there in the first 4 rounds, like he kept putting him down. And then it's quite clear, like you said, the David Price of China. Never thought those words would come out of my mouth, to be honest. But yeah, never thought I'd say those. But yeah, run out of gas, and then a not even average fighter, I'd say.
Yeah.
Clawed himself back into the fight and picked himself up a draw, and then called out Anthony Joshua as you would.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was get me Joshua.
Fucking love.
Get me Joshua.
You've drawn against a bang average Chinese heavyweight, and they don't even really exist. So no, go for it. I'm sure we'll fill out Wembley for that one.
Mate, you got dropped multiple times.
Fucking brilliant. Give me Joshua. Give me Joshua. Shut up.
Shut up, you prick. But
that was good.
it was. I just fair play to him, man. We got to call out the biggest name, haven't
Yeah,
we?
why not? Yeah. He's never getting it, is he? Not even.
No.
Yeah, he's just never getting it. But yeah, fair play to him.
Let him fight Dave Allen.
Yeah, that was
Get Dave Allen to come back and fight that guy.
I think
I love Dave
even
Allen.
Dave Allen would toy with him.
I think
Dave Allen's brilliant.
I love him. He's great.
For comical value, he's brilliant, isn't he?
I know, I do. Yeah, I like Dave Allen, but yeah, obviously you say knows his level, retired anyway, but he knows the level where he was at, and I like him. Great
I
bloke.
like Dave Allen. I think he's wicked.
I love this retirement speech, right? While you're retiring, I'm bored of boxing. I want to eat what I want. I was like, fair play.
Fair enough, mate.
I just can't be bothered to train anymore.
don't like getting punched in the face.
Yeah.
And I suppose none of us got the Canelo fight, right? No one saw No Mass, did they?
Yeah, that's true.
No.
Yeah, I think you did say round 3. I think Rob, round 3
Yeah, I said
stoppage.
body
I think
shot
I said
round
round
3,
2.
but he didn't get out on his
Yeah.
stool, didn't he? So does that count as a
Yeah.
win for me or not? I wouldn't say so.
He didn't fancy it after
30 seconds.
I think if you look at him on his stall on the end of the second round, I think his trainer asked him twice, like almost, are you all right? Like getting ready to go out for the next bit, and he didn't say anything. He had to ask him 2 or 3 times, like, you good, you good, you good, and then he said, yeah. He didn't fancy it from the off anyway. But I was going to comment on that as well. That I know Canelo had to fight him and get the manager out of the way, but I actually thought that Canelo was quite poor, only because of it. I think he got hit too much. I know we spoke about Yildirim and his level and who he's fought before, but I thought Canelo actually got hit way too much for the level of fighter he was fighting.
I don't know.
You can obviously disagree. That's fine, but I was looking at it thinking he's not anything to trouble him or get him in any sort of way. I was thinking Yildirim is pretty poor, and I respect anyone that gets in the ring and gets on with it. But for me, I thought he was pretty poor for his level.
Canelo didn't seem to be out of second gear once.
No, he didn't need to be, did he?
No,
Yeah.
he didn't.
I still think he took a little bit too much, but
so
yeah,
I can see where you're coming from. Like,
he's being overly critical, 100%.
Oh yeah.
I
when
personally
you're
was
that
just
good.
I think it was just a rubbish fight for boxing. You know,
Yeah,
it was a
yeah,
rubbish
yeah,
opponent. You know,
It
and you're
was.
saying Canelo got hit. Well, of course, did he even want to be in there, Canelo?
No.
Did he really want to turn up for that
I
fight?
could,
You know, it's just,
yeah, completely
and
agree with
it's,
that.
you know, it's yeah, it's, and I've seen loads on Twitter going, oh, you got to, oh yeah, okay, it's great, his activity, okay, fair enough, but come on, no one wanted to watch that.
No, but he
Yeah.
had to, didn't he? Because WBC said it was
Yeah.
mandatory, and
Yeah.
you know, fair play to him. You know, he got the shit fight out of the way so he can fight again
Yeah.
in another 8 weeks' time. On
Yeah,
Cinco
which
de
I
Mayo.
can't wait for the next few fights he has. That'll be brilliant, hopefully.
It'd be wicked
Yeah.
because we can get together and watch it in real life.
When is it
That
actually?
thing.
May the 8th, yeah.
Are we allowed to do that? I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah, we can, yeah.
Yeah, because April the 12th, that's when all shops go back to normal.
And this is technically work, so we can.
I don't get fucking. Are you getting paid?
No.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
are.
getting paid.
Don't lie to it. Don't lie to it, Luke.
I thought you're both mugging me off or something. We're both getting paid and I'm doing it for free.
It's got volunteer work, so.
Oh, that's the thing. Oh, right. No, definitely. If we can, then yeah, I'm bang up for that. Yeah, that was the one that we had to endure, and yeah, like we said, luckily for fair play for DAZN and the way they run their app and well, their whole system really, and the fact that we could watch it this morning. I don't think any of us stayed up.
$1.99.
Yeah, we didn't stay up for it. So yeah, what I watched it this morning and yeah, I enjoyed the whole card actually. Not enjoyed.
Yeah, and I started watching the card from I think it was like 10:30 last night. They put some fights on Facebook, like the untelevised fights.
I didn't see them.
Yeah, and got to see Keyshawn Davis make his pro debut.
Oh, I saw that.
Mate,
Yeah, I watched that.
He looked mustard, didn't he?
He looked good, yeah. He did look good. I know he's fighting It's fine. I know, but really, but he looked very good, very impressive.
The thing is, the guy he was fighting didn't have your typical record of someone you would fight on your pro debut.
Yeah, no, but he looked really good. He looked really
Cheers.
good.
Sorry. Are we just about to lose this
Yeah, we got less than a minute.
thing? So I didn't want you guys to carry on.
So I I watched pre-televised fights on Facebook, and I got to see Keyshawn Davis, and I said in a previous pod that I'd be interested to see if he has anything about him, or if he's just another hype job. And the guy he fought on paper was relatively okay / tough for a pro debut, and he battered him. And so far so good. I can't say I've watched this guy fight before, but he didn't have a record like Tommy Fury's opponent on the weekend.
Yeah,
So,
it's good to see though. Difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know it wasn't even Tommy's debut, but yeah, no, it's good. I didn't watch him. This the guy you're speaking of, but hopefully he's going to be fairly decent. Another young American fighter that will be fairly decent. But yeah, I didn't see him, but fair play for taking a non-bin.
I watched it. I didn't know either of them. I just happened to flick it on, but he looked really good. It's Keyshawn Davis.
He's got decent movement.
Honestly, his footwork looked brilliant. He just looked like the other guy, like a deer in headlights, didn't he? He was just getting hunted down by Davis. He looked really good. But then I don't know anything about this other guy really, so I don't know how good this Davis is going to be.
Pro debut, isn't it?
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, Johnny Nelson didn't win his pro debut, though, did he?
That's true. That is true.
He lost his first 3 fights.
Yeah, he's going to jack it in, I think. And became world champion eventually. It's fair play. No, it's good. Fair play to him.
But yeah, I think now all that crap's out the way of Canelo fighting a diabolical mandatory in Yildirim. We've got May 8th to look forward to. And it's going to be a tough fight for Billy Joe.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. It's one that it's definitely going to be the best fight of the year so far, without a doubt. Yeah, but Billy's going to find it incredibly tough. And if he can, I don't personally, I know it's very early, so I don't personally think that he will win. But it's definitely going to be Canelo's toughest fight since obviously losing to Mayweather, without a doubt for me.
Yeah, I think it'll be a tough fight for Billy, and I'd love to say I think he'll win, but I just can't see anyone beating Canelo anytime soon.
Yeah, no way. Not until he's on the way out.
Yeah, I mean, I can. If we see Billy Joe Saunders who fought David Lemieux, I can see him winning. But is that Billy Joe Saunders going to show up?
Can you see it even with that?
Sorry?
Can you see that coming? Well, even with the Lemieux, yeah.
Yeah, I can see him causing an upset. I really can.
He was good, but I know Lemieux's.
I mean, Lemieux's obviously not Canelo, but the amount of for me, won every round. I've never really seen that fight in my life, and I just think Saunders poses problems to Canelo that he's never had before.
Yeah, I think
that's why I think it'd be a very interesting fight, and I'm going to go on the night. I'm going to go Saunders. I really am. I think this could be a Fury Klitschko. I really think it could be that big of a result.
It's big statement.
Yeah,
I've said it for years. So I'm going to stick by it. But I'm probably wrong. But
for years I said, Billy gives Canelo headaches. I've said it for years.
Yeah.
But the past couple of fights Canelo's had, I just thought, like, how'd you beat him? Because Golovkin couldn't outpunch him. Granted, I think Golovkin should have won the first fight.
Easily, for me.
He couldn't outpunch him in the sense of he couldn't put him on the deck. I know it's Khan, and Khan went up a couple of weights. He soon got Khan's timing down and chinned him.
Yeah.
So you can't baffle him with speed. And the only person that's made him look silly was when he was 21 and he fought Mayweather.
Yeah, and if you throw them in there together now, obviously if Mayweather hadn't aged to where he is now and had them fighting at Canelo's level now, does Canelo beat Mayweather if they go in there?
I don't think so.
I don't think he does. And
definitely got more of a chance, but
I honestly think Saunders brings just everything, the footwork, the punching from angles, etc. Saunders is not going to go in there to knock him out. That's going to be way off the agenda.
Yeah.
And
needs
it's I can honestly see it being a fight of Saunders picking him off and Canelo trying to knock him out. And that's where I think he's going to give Canelo massive headaches.
If Canelo goes in there to headhunt and to try and knock him out, that'll play into Billy's hands.
I do fear that it could be a very boring fight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I think Saunders will get the win.
A 12-rounder that for me being obviously Canelo will be the home fighter, and we've spoken about this before. Yeah, I just feel that it could be a fairly easy night for Canelo on the scorecards with a pretty boring fight.
Especially
that's what I fear. That's what I fear.
Especially for Adelaide Bird's scoring.
No, this is the problem as well. You know, I've always said I really do think Saunders has a beating on him on points over the 12 rounds. But again, how do you get a points win against Canelo in the States?
You'd have to get Terry O'Connor to be on
it is virtually impossible. I mean, if Golovkin couldn't get it, who else has to open L getting it? You know, which is a shame because it's bad for the sport.
Yeah.
But then that could be a talking point. That could be a talking point after, May the 9th when we do a podcast day after. So
we could just record it straight from the shop if they're watching it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's the fight that we wanted, and we know it's been coming for a little while, but stupid mandatory's out of the way now, and fair play for Canelo to being the elite fighter and the bit of the flag bearer for boxing alongside sort of AJ and Fury. Getting back in the ring in, what did you say it was, 8 weeks time, 9 weeks time, whatever it is.
It's not long, is it?
It's
until
it's fair play, and he's only just come from another fight as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So fair play to him.
No, fair play to him, and fair play to him as well. Taking, I mean, who fought for Callum Smith? He's not dodging people, is he?
He's doing everyone, isn't he? He's battered champions from up and down the division, so fair play.
Right. So next week we'll meet with Brad, and we'll also get together and talk about. We'll just chat some bollocks.
Like normal.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're good at that.
Yeah, right. I've got to shoot, guys. Thanks very much.
See you later.
Enjoy everything, guys.
Hope everyone enjoyed it. See you later.